Hi guys, Steven here. Want to do this video talking about the whole Travis Scott Astroworld Festival tragedy, and basically, I want to get across that I feel that Travis Scott should be cancelled. I really do believe that. Um, when in cancel culture, this cancel culture that we have today, I mean, to be honest, there's good and there's bad. I think now with the cancel culture, this so-called cancel culture, you have nowadays when you see like what character, like people like the Harvey Weinsteins of the world got away with all those years for all those years. Today there's no way that he would have got away with that. There's no way a guy like a Jimmy Savile, which could be arguably the biggest prolific pedophile in history. There's no way he could have gotten away with that stuff today, with just the way everything is, with the way things are, with social media, with Twitter, with all these things. There's no way. But the thing is, I mean, there is bad when it comes to cancel culture. There is the whole thing of people wanting to destroy someone's livelihood if they don't agree, if they have a different opinion from them. If they'll want to destroy someone's livelihood if someone's told a bad joke. A joke is a bit controversial. But the thing with the Travis Scott thing is that Travis Scott really does have blood on his hands. 8 people died. Hundreds of people are still seriously injured. A 9-year-old boy is in a coma on life support. This concert, it was Friday the 5th of November, last Friday. Astroworld concert. It was at the Energy Park, Houston, Texas. It was late Friday night, and I saw a video of how crowded it was there. And at that point, it would have been in America. It would have been early afternoon time. You could see how crowded it was, and it didn't look good at all. But I had no idea that that people that it was going to be so bad to the point where it was going to be crushed. People were going to be people were going to end up unconscious. And then people were going to die. It was horrific. I'd been to a concert here in Aberdeen, Scotland that was Hogmanay, New Year's Eve 2005, and I was just 14 at the time. 15. I was there. I was there with my mom, my dad, my auntie, and a few of my cousins. A cousin of mine, a couple of years older than me, but other cousins were about 8, 9. My brother was there. He's 9. He was 9 at the time, and it was this concert, and there was a few different acts. There was a pop act at the start. This group, Liberty X. British people would have heard of them. They were okay, and at that point, the gig's all fine. There's no all this pushing about. And by the way, we're at the very front at this gig. But then all of a sudden, after the Liberty X, it's this group, the Coral, and this is a fairly popular British rock indie group at the time. And that's when things started to get really, really crazy. Very crazy. The Coral, they had this very popular song. I think it was called "In the Morning," and that was when it was getting really, really wild, and it was, people were, there's a lot of crowd surfing. My 9-year-old brother, who was 9 at the time, he almost took a boot to the face. It was bad, and then in the end, what happened was my mom and my auntie and all the younger cousins and my younger brother, they all left. They were able to get over the barricades, fortunately we were at the very front, so it wasn't like we were kind of like maybe just a bit out from that or in the middle, and there was all this shoving around and whatever going on. But they got away. But I was there, and it was with my dad, it was with my for cousin, but I was really, you know, and I don't want it to come off real dramatic, but I was in fear of my life. I was it was really scary, and then you had there was another group, a Scottish group, the Proclaimers. They were on, and it was and it didn't get as rowdy and crazy when they came on, but it was still Proclaimers, a very popular group with Scottish people, and it was still pretty wild. I can remember specifically, I think, when they had the song. It wasn't even the 500 Mile song. They do that at the very end. It was like Letter from America, and it was crazy, man. It was real crazy. I was really scared at that time, but and really though, I shouldn't laugh because, I mean, listen. The thing is, with this Travis Scott thing, this Travis Scott situation, 1,000 times worse than the situation I was in. I was, yeah, I was scared, but these people, these people who were, you could barely breathe. And just from when I looked at the area where this concert was being held, when I just look at the photograph, the photo of the area, and it just almost to me looks like it was too small to hold. I think, what was it, 50,000 people that attended. And then you had Travis. He was the main act. Travis went on. I think it was about 8:45 in the evening. You had other people. You had the singer S.Z.A. She's that singer that's on the same label as Kendrick. She was performing earlier on. You had Lil Baby. Heard of Lil Baby. Not really too familiar with his music. He just was on just before Travis. Hip hop legend Master P. He was performing earlier on. And then, for the thing, and I saw the video footage of when people arrived to the festival. And just a ton of people all of a sudden just started bursting through these gates. There was all these people that destroyed the security, the VIP security entrance. They were just, and there was even other people climbing over walls. And then people were just running. It was like they were doing a 100-meter sprint, and it was just people. And then and you could see people were getting trampled, and it was just total madness. And apparently, it started to get real bad. I think it was about 30 minutes before Travis Scott went on stage, and they did a countdown. And I had been to a concert about 14 years ago with a mate of mine. We went to this 50 Cent concert, and I can't remember if there was a countdown clock or what, but the thing is, I can always remember the gig. It was like it was like 30-45 minutes late. And then they just constantly, all they kept doing was just a 20-second playing the start of the I Get Money song, which was just a hot song at the time, the first 20 seconds of it, and they just kept repeating that over and over and over again, to the point where it was becoming kind of a joke. It was becoming kind of laughable. But the thing is, I think there's just something like a pattern there when it comes to a lot of these rappers of performing late or showing up late to gigs. It's just a certain thing with a lot of these rap stars. It's this ego. They just, I don't know, they just have little to no respect for time, for other people's time. But the thing is though about Travis, and Travis might have performed right bang on 8:45. I don't know if he was came on late or what, but maybe it was just that problem of that half-hour gap. But I'm not quite sure how these things work when it comes to the time, having that break and when someone else is going to come on. I'm not entirely sure how always that works, but that 30-minute break of no one performing and people are just getting so rowdy and they're getting impatient. It's just, I don't know. It's not good, man. It's not good. But this is what someone who was at the concert said. I was by the name of Diana Amria. She said, "Once Travis Scott came on, I told myself this is the moment I've been preparing for. I just need to breathe. But my rib cage was so squished that I couldn't expand my lungs to catch a breath." Jay. Gee, that's disturbing. I mean, I'm somebody, I've suffered asthma for ever since I was about 5 or 6. I kind of grew out of it about 10, 12 years ago, but then it started to get real bad about a few years ago, and I had an asthma attack. I had to go in the hospital. But this is me going to a concert like this, and I've got real bad asthma at this point, and just I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I would have survived. But you know what? I mean, the thing is, a lot of disturbing footage has come out with this concert. There was a woman who was unconscious, and the security was taking her away, and then just as she's getting her way out of the crowd, boom, she slips from them and falls right on her head. And it was like I just couldn't believe it. It was like, why is this not one of the security people kind of like got her there where he's got her arm, and he's kind of got her arm under where her body is, like her upper body, and then, but no, she just boom falls right in her head. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. And then there's footage out there. There's stuff you could probably see on YouTube or Twitter, on TikTok, YouTube as well. Fans chanting "Stop the show, stop the show." And then there's another video out there of a guy and a girl. They go up on this platform, and they're screaming. And this platform, this is where the camera, the main camera for the concert, that's all set up, and you got the cameraman there, and then they're screaming to the cameraman. There's people dying. There's people dying. They're screaming out to the cameraman. They're screaming out to security. I mean, it was like something out of a horror movie. It really was. Only this is real life. This is real life. 8 people were killed during this concert. Hundreds of people were injured. And I'll name, I'm going to name the people who were, killed during this concert. Madison Dubisky, 23 years of age. Axel Acosta, 21. Danish Baig, 27. He was killed while trying to save his fiancée. Franco Patino, 21 years of age. Jacob Jurenik, 20 years of age. Rudy Pena, 23. Brianna Rodriguez, 16. John Hilgert, 14. And a 9-year-old kid by the name of Ezra Blunt, I hope I said his name right. He's fighting for his life now, and an induced coma on life support. Just can't believe it. Just all these just young people, with their whole life ahead of them. And people will say, well, a 9-year-old kid there, how stupid could the parents be, stuff like that. But I'm obviously I don't agree with parents taking a 9-year-old to a concert like this. I mean, they must have an idea that these festivals can be quite crazy. I mean, maybe it's not too bad there in the afternoon, but as time goes on and it gets late at night, I mean, it's not really a place for a young kid. I mean, you see this at Glastonbury, usually when I think it's like a Saturday or Sunday, and it's when they have those the legends playing, like old people, like the Kylie Minogue, Tom Jones will play, and you can see younger kids are there, because it's not like this crazy scene with all these people shoving about and mosh pits going on. But no, I mean, to have a 9-year-old kid there for a Travis Scott set, no, it's just not right. But I mean, this is a 9-year-old kid though, and he's in a coma. Just, gee, there's just something about this whole festival thing as well. I could see all this, kind of like occult symbolism. I think with the whole, you could see from the stage, it was like it was like a pyramid. You could see all this stuff, like the whole Illuminati one eye thing. And I think a lot of people have said, not just with this Astroworld concert, but with a lot of his other gigs before, that there's just like this, I don't know, they call it like there's just this like demonic energy at these Travis Scott concerts. That's what I've seen, that a lot of people online have said that. And the thing is with this Travis is that he has a pattern of inciting dangerous behavior at his concerts. 2015, he was charged with disorderly conduct after encouraging fans in Chicago to ignore security and rush the stage. 2 years later, he spotted a fan hanging from a venue's second-story balcony and tried to persuade them to jump. At the same concert, a 27-year-old fan was paralysed after being pushed off a third-floor balcony. And then in 2019, hundreds of fans rushed the Astroworld barriers, with 3 people going to hospital with minor injuries. The police wrote that the event was understaffed and that promoters did not plan sufficiently for the large crowds, although the statement was later deleted. And also, I've seen this footage on Twitter. You know, he bullies a cameraman. You know, cameraman just doing his job on this Hot 97 show, bullies him off the stage. You know, oh, hey, I'm a star, get the F off, blah, blah, blah. I mean, just the ego in this guy. It's something else. And then at another gig, and you should see the video on YouTube if you look up Travis Scott. Look him up on Twitter, would probably be the one you find it on. He jumps into a crowd, a huge crowd. This is a large freaking crowd. And I think a fan stole one of his sneakers, or tried to. And then he's telling all the other fans, you know, fuck him up. Just, I can't believe it. This guy is a freaking megalomaniac narcissist. He really is. He has a lot to answer for. Travis Scott has a lot to freaking answer for. And also Drake has a lot to answer for, because he was there that night performing with him. They should have told the crowd to move back. Tell the crowd, hey, move back or we're not performing. This is something countless acts do at their gigs. Adele, One Direction, Oasis. You know, we're talking about Oasis like a guy like Liam Gallagher, you know. A guy, and I don't mean to laugh really, but Liam Gallagher, a guy that's, all the time could be in his own world, you know, he's threatening, you know, he's going up and trying to square up to paparazzi. But he wasn't going to perform. The crowd didn't move back. So why couldn't Travis Scott and Drake try at least try and say something, you know? I mean, and it's out there. The police chief spoke to Travis Scott before he did his set, expressing concerns about the energy in the crowd. You know, and the thing is, it's not just Travis Scott who has a lot to answer for. It's the event organizers. It's the concert producer, Live Nation, and security. I mean, what the hell are security doing? Why? It's just like they didn't give a rat's ass. They didn't care. A woman just slipped right out of their hands. 2 security guards and lands right on her head. Unreal. And the thing is, you know, will Travis Scott get cancelled? I mean, you know, to me, I mean, he's a trash rapper and he's a trash human being. That's my opinion, you know. He'll still always have his fans, though. I mean, he'll have the people who think he can do no wrong. There will be those people that will ultimately forgive him. But I mean, I think I've not seen many people try and defend Travis Scott. You know, only 1 or 2 maybe people, and these are people who are not really relevant anymore. I'm talking about artists that maybe had some success, you know, in the 90s or 2000s even, but very few people are defending Travis Scott here. You know, a lot of people, it was horrific. And it came out, his former manager Shane Morris had said that he had left him when he was having a seizure in a basement. And he had also said that they had artificially inflated his SoundCloud numbers and his Twitter followers. And it's not that he's not like the only guy that happens with. There's a lot of people. I mean, again, all the shit is it's a game, you know. But to me, with this guy Travis Scott, to me, I think it was obvious he was an industry plant. It was obvious. I mean, and hardly anyone knows him in the UK. We don't know his shit. I mean, to me, just that sound that he has, it's just this trash. It's just the beats kind of sound the same. It's just that bullshit rapping, singing style. It's all auto-tune. It's just trash to me. It's trash. And now you have there's multiple lawsuits now. He's been sued. I think Drake's been sued as well. But now you got him coming out saying, "Oh no, he's going to give refunds for everyone who attended," and apparently, it's something to do with free therapy for all these people who've been really affected, who were at the concert. Free therapy, I think, for 1 month or something. But the whole thing about giving refunds for everyone who attended, I mean, that's probably going to really hit him in the pockets. But then again, his wife Kylie Jenner is allegedly a billionaire, so he could be okay. But overall, I mean, to be this guy, I mean, yeah, okay, there's footage out there of him kind of like saying, I think there's a small clip of him saying, hey, I think it was when somebody must have passed out or something, and he was just like, well, hey, no, hey, back up or something, but there was nothing there about, nothing there about him saying, oh no, push back, or I'm not performing, saying that to the crowd. He's encouraged this shit. He's a pattern of encouraging this shit at his gigs. But he's a strange guy to me. I mean, I saw an interview he did. He's talking about his fans giving their blood and their bodies at his concerts. It's just some weird shit, man. It really is. I mean, to me, in my opinion, my honest opinion, he should be cancelled. Don't play his music on Spotify. Don't watch his videos on YouTube even. Just don't. Be done with him. Yeah, I believe it. Cancel Travis Scott. And also, I would strongly encourage people, I'll leave a link in the description, sign this petition. And this is for Travis Scott to not perform at concerts for, I think it was the name Paul Tollett, AEG, and Golden Voice. I think the last I checked, there's 26,000 signatures. I would strongly encourage you guys to sign the petition. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the whole Travis Scott Astroworld tragedy. # cancel Travis Scott. Thank you guys. Bye.